What if Tunguska hit New York? The event, June 30, 1908. A rocky asteroid 80 meters wide entered the atmosphere over Siberia and detonated 8 km up, an airburst releasing roughly 10-15 megatons of TNT. Some estimates reach 40 to 50 metric tons. It flattened 150 km superscript 2 of forest, snapping 80 million trees. Zero human casualties because it hit one of the emptiest places on Earth. If the same object detonated over Midtown Manhattan *. Immediate destruction radius, 15-30 km. The fireball and overpressure wave would have obliterated everything from roughly the Bronx to Staten Island, Brooklyn to Newark. Buildings would not have been the reinforced concrete of today. 1908 NYC was mostly brick, masonry, and timber. Estimated immediate deaths, 1 to 2 million. NYC population was 4.3 million in 1908. Fire. The thermal pulse would ignite every combustible surface within the zone simultaneously. With no functioning fire services and no water pressure, the resulting firestorm would likely consume the entire metro area over days. Chicago 1871 on a scale 100x larger. Shockwave. Windows shattered in London from the real Tunguska event 6000 km away. Over New York, the shockwave would have caused structural damage to Philadelphia, caused injuries in Boston, and been heard across the eastern seaboard. Political consequences. The US in 1908 had no concept of asteroid impact as a threat. It would likely have been attributed to a German or British weapon, or divine judgment. President Theodore Roosevelt would have been dealing with the sudden loss of the financial capital of the country, a third of the Eastern Railroad hub, and Wall Street. No insurance framework could have handled it. Federal government spending was $650 m/year total. Would it have wiped out the US? No, but it would have. Killed 2 to 4 million people, including fire deaths and secondary collapse. Destroyed the financial center of the country at a critical moment of industrial growth. Potentially altered the trajectory of World War I, a weakened, traumatized US might not have entered in 1917. The uncomfortable math. The Tunguska object was not rare. Objects in this size range hit Earth roughly every 500,000 years. The reason this one caused no deaths is pure geography. Siberia is 13 million square kilometers, almost entirely uninhabited. We have detected maybe 40% of near-Earth objects.